welcome back to Jeff Koinange Live here at Citizen Television. My goodness, it's not every day that we find two young, bright members of parliament, because we're very critical of our politicians, but these guys, I tell you, you need to listen up. Listen up. Ndindi Nyoro from Kiharu, all the way, and Babu Owino from Embakasi East. These guys are talking it like they see it, without favor of contradiction. Gentlemen, Ndindi, you first. People are criticizing you, best performing MPs, both of you, amongst the best. And yet people are saying, where is this man getting the money for his NGCDF? I know he was chairman of budget. He knows where the money is. Maybe he's been able to divert some funds. Break it down for us without being too technical.
I'll not be I think the first part was very jargon-oriented because economics doesn't have times. If you have to say GDP, it has to be GDP.
Sure.
I'll be brief, but let me give you why we do it. Because it's deliberate. For Kenya to grow, and as I keep talking about it in this show, education has to be at the center of it.
Yeah.
Because to increase productivity per person, this is it, Jeff. Kenya has 50 million people. South Korea has 50 million people. South Korea has wealth per person, GDP per capita of around 36,000. Kenya,
3,000.
3,000.
There are 12 times.
Yes, that tells you one thing. For any economy to grow, deal with a person as the unit of the economy. Because what we end up calling the economy up here is the amalgamation of me as an economic agent, then the household as the economic agent, the farm, you sum that, it becomes the economy. So productivity per person is very important. Now, what education does is to add value to human capital. I hope you get that. Mm-hmm. You see the way you pick mangoes, you take to an industry, to add value, it becomes juice.
Yeah.
To add value to a human being, as an agent of the economy, you add value through education.
Yeah.
Healthcare deals with servicing.
Yeah.
So the reason why in Kiharu, everything rotates around education, it is because it is education that builds roads. It is investing in education that builds all the other things. And I'm not saying we don't do those things, but I'm just saying why most of the things around CDF in Kiharu rotate around there. Now, Kiharu has 112 public primary schools. It is the largest, it's the top 2 largest rural constituency from our region. So it's a very large constituency. Because our 2 neighbors combined, Madhya and Kagema, you know those places? Kiharu is still larger. But I'm saying that in good faith, just for comparison purpose. So out of all, and I'm coming now to answer your question, but I have to paint a picture so that we see what is doable in Kenya. Of all the 112 public primary schools, all of them are well done. We built classrooms where we needed to build, renovated the old structures, and all pupils in Kiharu, they step on tiles. I know for you, Jeff, tiles is not a big deal.
Yeah, I was saying, okay, so what's the big deal?
Yeah, I know. But I'm sure most of the people are relating.
Yes.
The kind of rural schools that we have. Yes. We have 65-day secondary schools. We have done a lot in them, built laboratories, etc.
Where's the money coming from?
Now, I'm coming there. We now run Kiharu Masomo Bora, which we launched yesterday, where learners, not few, we have 12,000 day scholars in Kiharu across the 65-day secondary schools. The only school fees they pay is 500 shillings. And they eat in school from Monday to Saturday.
Every one of them.
And last Friday of the month, they eat chapati.
No.
And then we buy revision books for them. Like now we have done 10 million. In the previous years, we have done 20 cumulative. We have put in a kitty of 50 million for laboratories and other critical infrastructure to deepen knowledge. Because there is expansion of infrastructure, but there is also deepening of knowledge. Deepening of knowledge, you will need laboratories, libraries, and such. How do we do it and where do we get the money? Jeff, there is no enough money anywhere, but there is also no small money. It depends with what you do with it. When I was elected in my first term, we decided that if we continue doing the norm, will do nothing in terms of what is visible, given the expansiveness of Kiharu. So, what did we do? We took all the data of Kiharu infrastructure that is needed, and we decided we are going to be data-driven. Number two, we standardized. What do I mean? And I'm just talking fast to break down. If you go to any classroom in Kiharu, it is almost identical. The door, the window, whatever we do is more or less identical.
Cut and paste.
Yes, standardization is very important. Then, the breaker is the method we use called labor-based. It's very intensive in terms of time, very, very intensive. But we do labor-based. What is this and what is the difference? You take to school A, 1 million shillings in Kiharu. You take to school AX in another constituency, 1 million. Let's use 1 million. So this 1 million you take in another place, you give a contractor, two things happen. After you launch as the MP, and you leave the gate after shairis have been said for you by the students, makofi imepigwa na wazazi. By the time you leave the gate, you leave with 160,000 shillings. Do you know what that means?
Tell me.
In 1,160,000, you live in Kenya, you know what I mean?
Yes.
What?
It's ka-chink, ka-chink.
VAT. Because in every BQ of government, there is a remnant of VAT on the total sum. Then, number two, you give a contractor. By the time you leave the gate, remember a contractor is not an NGO. So more give or take in Kenya, contractors get that % of the total. So that's 300,000.
1/3, yeah.
By the time you are leaving the gate, you have walked away with 460,000.
Yeah, almost 500,000.
Yes. So actually took to the school 540,000. So in Kiharu, what did we do? We trained our own people in my first term, 150 people on how to do tiling because we knew it would be a critical element of our work where we had deficiencies in skill. We also did professional painting of 150, normal people who do the works, and we taught them professional painting. Those are the two gaps we had realized. There was deficiency in terms of skill. So we are able to do double work for the same money. Now,
okay, tell me, hold on, hold that thought. Yes. What's the population of Kiharu?
Kiharu voters is around over 120,000.
120K.
Yes.
Babu, population of Embakasi East.
154,000 registered voters.
It's not so far away, yeah?
Yeah.
It's not that far away from Kiharu, huh?
Yeah.
Can I finish with the...
Yeah, real quick.
The last one?
Yes.
So that my brother also, because he's done also very well, he can also jump in. Now, that is the hard part of education, because we categorize education in two ways in Kiharu. There is the hard part, and there is the soft part. The hard part is infrastructure. We built even new schools, like 7 new secondary schools, but I don't want to keep on tabulating. I want to go to the main issue. So there is the hard part of education, which you have to do. There is no two way about it, Jeff, because it is needed, and you can't talk about now the soft part, which I will talk about, before you have the right infrastructure.
Right.
So our focus now is turning to the soft side, because we have done so much in the hard part. The soft part is what? After you build this infrastructure, can learners be maintained in school? That's the soft part. Having the learners now in school. That is why we started Kiharu Masomo Bora, 12,000 learners, 65-day secondary schools, covering everyone who goes to school there, including non-Kiharu residents. You get that?
Yeah.
And the primary basis of that program is Kiharu NGCDF. And I would have told you other things, like beyond that program, building infrastructure, there is motivation of even taking principles to Dubai, and so many other spices that we put.
And chapatis every last Friday.
That people can compete.
I'll be coming on Fridays.
In terms of
Babu,
compete.
Yes.
You are very...
In terms of education.
Yeah, you are very popular. You've really concentrated a lot on bursaries, right?
Yes.
A lot of kids, destitute, desperate kids. Bursaries. Where's the money coming from, man?
Jeff, number one, so long as you're doing development that is meant for the public, it doesn't matter where money comes from, so long as that money goes to the public, because it belongs to the public. We are given money, NGCDF, a percentage given for bursaries and other departments, and I would support my brother Ndindi Nyoro by stating clearly that even you don't have even to explain where money is coming from, Ndindi, so long as that money is going to the people. Because who is benefiting is not you. It's the students who are benefiting from your program. And that is what we need. Those people who have a problem with Ndindi, they are people who fear reasoning. These are people who are ordinary leaders. We need extraordinary leaders, not just ordinary leaders. Jeff, when it comes to bursaries, the reason why I focus on education so much is because I'm a product of education. Were it not for education, Jeff, I would have never come to Nairobi. I came to Nairobi in the year 2007. For education, were it not for education, I would have never been a student leader. Were it not for education, I would have never been a member of parliament. Jeff, the same opportunity that I was given while I was in primary school, while I was in secondary school, while I was at the university, is the same opportunity that I wake up every single day in the morning to give to a child, to put a smile on the face of that child. Because I know, Jeff, that if a child tells me, if a parent tells me that their children have no school fees, at some point in life I lacked fees. I know what it is to lack fees. If a parent or a person tells me that they are sleeping without food, they are going hungry, I know what hunger is. I've slept without food at some point in my life. And therefore, because of that, Jeff, I know what my mom went through. We held our first fundraiser, Jeff, to take me to Kisumu Boys High School. The guest of honor, a respectable man that up to date, I educate his child. And it is because of the love that I have for him. What he had, he gave us all. He had 200 shillings. We collected a total of 900 Kenya shillings.
900?
900 Kenya shillings. But people were coming so happy to contribute for me. The house was full. Removing 10 shillings, 20 shillings. Because of that 10 shillings, Jeff, I'm here today as a member of parliament. And that is why when it comes to education of a child in this nation, I will do everything and stop at nothing to ensure that I give my people bursaries. And I'm going to do it from the date 20th day of January 2026. I'm going to communicate on my program on how I'll issue bursaries to my people. Because, Jeff, I would rather not build roads, but educate a child. That child will come and build roads. Because I can build a road after 10, 15 years, the road is done. But if I educate a child, that child will come and build these roads. Jeff, a parent, even those who didn't go to school like my own mom, wakes up very early in the morning just to sell mboga. Very early in the morning, doing very odd jobs. You get out of this place, tomorrow morning when you come here, Jeff, you will find our mothers outside, here, going to wash clothes, seated in rain.
At Kasuku Center, I see them all the
Center,
time.
Jeff.
Yes.
Just looking for 200 shillings so that they can educate their children. But I want to advise them never to give up. It doesn't matter how much time it will take, but that child that you are struggling for as a parent, one day will remove you from that son.
So why, Didi, why are MPs from Wajir Northeastern, why are they criticizing you then? What's the deal?
Jeff, if I can defend my brother.
Yes.
They lack a vision. That is as simple as that. They are on a mission, but they lack a vision. A mission to destroy the lives of those who elected them. But we have a vision to transform this nation into a better place. Jeff, me and you, we individuals, life is temporal. Tomorrow we will not be here. The greatest legacy that I want to leave behind is a legacy that I will be told that you took my child to school. That a person one day in life will tell me, Babu, because of you, I'm a doctor. Because of you, I'm a teacher. Because of you, I'm a business person. That is the legacy that I want to leave. Jeff, let me tell you one thing as a leader. That a mango does not eat a mango fruit. A guava does not eat itself. The mango fruit is eaten by the eater. But the MPs who are criticizing development, they are mangoes who are eating themselves. For us, we want to offer. We want to offer to be eaten. We want to offer to be used, even misused by our constituents, as long as we deliver them to the city of victory.
I think on that question, Jeff, I also want to extend respect to the leaders because
they're not respecting you. Clearly, they're not respecting you.
I have not seen any, unless maybe I have not seen any directly doing so. Because and I'm saying so because every area has its own dynamics, and nasijaribu kutetea mtu. and they have their own, whatever they want to achieve. And I think what we are doing is just to show that there are some things that are doable. And I demonstrated, even as I come in for my colleagues, I demonstrated yesterday, Jeff, that there are some things collectively we can do as leaders, myself and the other members of parliament, that can actually go a long haul when it comes to alleviating the issues that are there in our education sector. And I'll go direct, and especially to the senior secondary schools and the solution we can provide, not just talking, but actually together provide. The current enrollment in our senior secondary schools is maybe around 3.2 million learners. And what we need to do, Jeff, is to provide, together all of us, just around 30 billion shillings to make education in our basic institution of basic education, and just citing senior secondary as an example, to make it totally free and totally free.
Okay, real quick, before we go to break, Fred Obach-Machoka, the blackest man in Black Africa. He wants to know real quick, how did Ndindi raise funds for development of those classrooms and feeding of the children? How do you raise the funds? Real quick, I mean, don't be too technical.
Jeff, I think I've explained the issue about how we optimize our resources.
Yeah.
I was describing how we do labor-based and etc, etc, etc. But allow me to also make the point that I was trying to finish. Even as we are talking, Jeff, there are some things that must not wait for any election cycle to be made an election material.
Yes, yes.
And I want me and all my colleagues, there is something we have to put behind us. That is providing totally free basic education to Kenyans. And I was trying to
the way Kibaki wanted it.
Yes, and I'm trying to give an example of senior secondary school in 1 minute. We need around 30 billion shillings to make all our day schools free and totally free, including lunch program, because that is the kind of fees.
All you need is 30 billion.
We need 30 billion as a country. And my proposal is this way, Jeff, because I believe it's doable now, because great ideas must not be postponed. No. CDF, currently we have a budget of 58 billion nationally. So Kiharu, for example, now is receiving 202 million shillings. So every constituency is receiving an average of 200 million shillings. We can collectively, as colleagues, actually say that, or come up with a conclusion, we need to give up 10 billion shillings to go into a kitty. We may call day school, we may call it day school kitty. Our governors also give bursaries, including to day scholars. They can contribute another 10 billion shillings to that kitty.
Makes it 20?
The national government may stop the renovations we keep on doing every year. They also donate only 10 billion.
That's 30.
30.
That's 30.
So that the other problems we may end up dealing with as a member of parliament is now bursaries to borders and those in colleges and the rest. Okay. Because if we don't provide basic education totally free, we are alienating so many people out of a system that should work for everyone.
Gentlemen, why aren't you two running for president and deputy? Why aren't you taking it the next step? In fact, I want to take a break, come back and ask you, you want to run for governor of Nairobi?
I'll explain that.
Okay. What happens to Dimples?
Jeff, you know, a man without patience to even sit in class to do his own exams can never have patience to solve challenges that are affecting Nairobians.
Didi, how about you? Governor Muranga?
Talk about that.
Oh my. Oh my. You need to stay tuned for that. And what is this with you people flashing guns? I mean, come on. Kila mtu ako pinned siku hizi ni aje?
This time I was on the receiving. It was an occupational hazard.
Okay, we'll talk about that when we come back. Quick break, come back. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at O'Burrows, at Citizen TV Kenya. The hashtag is JK Live. Folks, I'm telling you, you may be looking at the future right here, and you didn't even know it. You can thank me for it later. Chef Koinange Live takes a break. We'll be back in a moment.
At St. Peter and Ann Medical Center, Ruaka, we believe healthcare is more than treatment. It's